Hey YouTube, this is Keisha, the Goodbye Girl VSG, and it's my 1-year Surgiversary. How are you? I haven't seen you guys in a really long time. I wanted to sit down with you guys tonight. I had my surgery August 29th, 2016 in Monterey, California with Dr. Chang. My starting weight was 292 pounds. And today I'm at 209 pounds. I've lost, I think 83 pounds altogether. My goal was to lose 100 pounds the first year, so I fell short of my goal. And I have really struggled to lose weight, really the last 6 months. So for those of you who've seen my videos, you know that I have stalled a lot and definitely had some issues with my weight loss. That being said, when I look back at my first videos, I think that I definitely see a big change. I'm not wearing black all the time, and I got a new kitten, by the way, who's knocking stuff over for your entertainment. Anyway, I can see that I look better. I know that I feel better. I think 82 pounds is a really good achievement. Certainly nothing to be upset about, but that being said, thinking about certain people that reached out to me saying, hey, I'm having my surgery on your date, you know, what do you have to say for me, you know, going into this? I'm so humbled thinking about the old me a year ago and where I started, that I kind of struggled to make the video tonight thinking about what I would want to say. Part of me is so thankful and humbled that I was able to get the surgery. I really was at such a low, and I didn't totally hate myself as a person, but I really did not like myself physically, and I was really embarrassed, and I felt like I'd sort of reached the point of no return. Like, have I really screwed up my life being this overweight? Will I ever be able to fix my life from where I'm at now? And I was so unhappy about where I had let myself get to, and felt so hopeless to change that. God, it's just such, looking back at that, it doesn't seem like it's been a year since my surgery. It probably seems like maybe it seems like 9 months, but when I look back at where I was, that I really have come a long way. And so I just want to say, hey, you know, if you're starting out having your surgery, or you're thinking about having surgery, it's a huge step in the right direction. It's such a big deal to be able to have surgery and to make this kind of change in your life. I'm so happy. Even if I never lost another pound than 82, I feel so much better than I did. It's so much easier to do everything from tying your shoes to getting in and out of the car, to walking upstairs, to, you know, carrying the groceries. Just everything was so much harder. The heat, you know, used to be so uncomfortable for me. We're having a heat wave in Los Angeles right now, and I won't even talk about what poor Houston is going through, but anyway, I just would have been so miserable in this kind of heat before, with my legs rubbing together and chafing and all that stuff. It was just a nightmare. Being big was such a nightmare, and I still am big, you know, and sometimes I have friends that tell me, you know, they don't mean to say it, I don't think, but they still let me know somehow that I'm considered a big woman, and you know, that I'm beautiful even though I'm plus sized. And I always kind of think, wow, am I still plus sized? I didn't think I was, but you know, you got to be proud about what you've achieved, and at the very least, I know that I don't hate myself anymore. I feel like I have a lot more control over food and over myself than I did, and I have a long way to go still. I think some of those things that led me to be overweight will, you know, probably always be in the closet, and I'm going to have to really watch those skeletons in my closet, make sure they don't keep coming back. A lifetime of, you know, being addicted to food and loving food does not go away, but this surgery has helped me so much in the fact that I used to be completely ruled by food and my love of food, and you know, I just would eat something, and like an hour later I'm like, what can I eat now? And I think I can fit some more in, like, what can I do now? And it was just like, I look at that alone, and I still love food, and I still sometimes eat things I shouldn't eat, but I get full really fast, and that alone, knowing when to stop, has been such a blessing for me. to eat something and just be like, oh God, I had a couple bites and I can feel it's coming down. I need to really stop now. That is such a great feeling to have that control. And, just have a lot more control. And I make bad choices, but I still have the control. I need to have more control over my thinking, and my excuse making, but my stomach has a bottom to it. I know what hungry feels like now, and not just total head hunger. So there's so many good things that I wish for you guys starting the surgery. I really hope that you can make this journey. And it's so annoying when people say, oh, the surgery is just a tool, it's not a magic wand. To that point though, I don't want to say that, because in some ways it is not a magic wand, but I mean, for me, really, it was such a game changer. It really made a huge difference in my life. So it's more than just a tool, but I still can look at myself on this video and say, Keisha, you did not do as much as you could do. You still make excuses about eating certain things, and you still go back into some old habits that you shouldn't do. So, I mean, you can never let down your guard with food. Even though you have the surgery, and even though you can eat so much less, you still have to deal with your head, and you still have to deal with your thinking and your accountability. So in that sense, the weight loss doesn't just happen because you had surgery. Like for me, I have stalled all the way through this process. I've stalled, like after month 3, I started stalling, and I would stall for like a month or 6 weeks, sometimes 2 months, up a pound, down a pound, up a pound, down a pound. And to that point, at the end of my journey, I was telling my mom, like, oh, I've got like 2 more months, and then I'm gonna have my, my surgery. I really want to try and work harder at losing weight and lose like another 20 pounds. And, I just lost my belief in myself that I could do it, because I've stalled so many times, and I've lost weight, but I haven't been able to consistently get the needle to go down for a long time. And so I've let myself sort of feel okay about maintaining this last 3 months. And, I have a much better social life now. I don't know if it's just being thin, but also living someplace a little bit bigger. I go to friends' house for dinner a lot. I eat out a lot, because I'm single and I live in the city. I don't always feel like cooking. It's hot, So in a lot of ways, if I stayed home and food prepped and never went out and didn't socialize and stuff, I know I could have done better if I hadn't been as social. I know that I could do better if I had pushed myself more to work out. I know that I would have lost more weight if I had not let, carbs slip back into my diet more regularly. So have I been a perfect weight loss person? No. Have I been? I've been like maybe 75, 80%. I don't feel like I've done a bad job. I still make healthy choices. I still log my food every day. I'm very aware of what I eat, but sometimes I still just choose to eat half a sandwich, and I think that's the part of myself that I want to get back at a year and say, I still want to lose more weight. I still want to lose another 50 pounds. I need to take, back the belief that I can do it. I want to at least feel prouder of myself than I do today. Even if I'm not able to lose more weight, I want to know I gave it 100%, and I haven't given it 100% for, really since I started stalling. I just slid further and further into, well, I guess you're just not going to lose weight the way other people are, and just make sure that you're staying under 1,100 calories, and it's okay if you have a little bit of chips and salsa, but just don't eat too much. And my advice to you guys, or what I would say to anyone thinking about doing the surgery, or even anyone who's where I'm at, you have to be gentle with yourself. You have to know that no one's perfect. Part of learning to be a better eater and a more healthy person is to make mistakes and to learn from that. But it's not okay if you're actively trying to lose weight to eat things you shouldn't eat. So that's what I'm guilty of. I'm guilty of telling myself it's okay to maintain when really I wanted to lose more weight than I did this year. And I'm a little bit afraid that I won't be able to lose more weight after, like, part of me is afraid that, ooh, the magic buzzer just went off and my year's over and that's all I'm going to get. I hope that's not true. I see other people out there who manage to be doing great. After 2 years, they're working out, they're still losing weight, they're still feeling better about themselves. A lot of people moved into keto and they're killing it. and I'm super, super jealous that I have not been watching videos and making videos as much, and I've lost track of some of your journeys. I'm going to also say, if you're starting this weight loss journey, start making your videos every week and keep with it. I feel like a lot of things started to fade away for me in terms of my focus on my weight loss when I moved 6 months ago, and I got really busy and I stopped making videos. And I don't know if there's a correlation, but for me, I forget a lot of times that, you know, like losing weight is not my first priority anymore. Working and making money is, getting to work on time, blah, blah, blah. Life stuff is just my first priority, and losing weight, I forget about it sometimes. And making videos every week really made me feel connected to the weight loss community. It made me feel connected to myself, to my goals. And I think that my advice to myself and to you is, do the things that your doctor tells you to do for as long as you can make yourself do it. Do not slip and start doing things you know aren't good for your goal unless you're really, you know, willing to watch that it just doesn't slip away from you like it did from me. So make those videos as long as you can. Stay in the game as long as you can. Don't get too comfortable like I did, because next thing you know, it's 3 months later and you've lost 3 months out of your journey that you could have been losing weight. So yeah, stick with it. Don't get comfortable. You have a small stomach, you can't eat as much. It's a lot easier to stay within your calorie range when you have surgery. That part of the tool is true. Even if I had a really bad day, I still can't eat very much, and that's definitely a really great part about the surgery, but it still matters what you eat, not just how much and not how many calories. The bottom line is, to me, I think the food groups that you eat can affect your weight loss. 1,200 calories of protein and vegetables is not the same thing as, in my opinion, my humble opinion, it's not the same thing as 1,200 calories of, you know, eating shit food or candy or whatever. So stick with what works for you, and if you need to have a cheat day or whatever once a week, whatever works for you. But for me, starting down that garden path really, I won't say that I'm addicted to food again, but I became so lenient with myself that I just kind of forgot to get back on the diet. So yeah, so now I come to the group with a few questions for you guys. Anyone that's been at this longer than me, have you guys been able to lose weight after the first year? Have any of you done better the second year than the first year? Do you think it's possible to still lose major weight after the first year? Is it true that we really have like 18 months or 2 years? Can we always lose weight if we work at it? I mean, what do you guys think is the bottom line? I'm so afraid I'm not going to be able to lose more, and I really want to now, and I feel like I've refocused what my goals are, and I've watched a lot of people's videos leading up to making this, and I realized like how far out of the game I've come just in terms of losing track of some of my very favorite people and what they're doing and what they're eating and how they're feeling, and I want to be there for you guys the way you've been there for me. And so I'm back in this community again. I'm going to be here every week, and I'm going to start working out. I'm going to get serious. So that's my commitment to myself. You're hearing it here. But do you guys have any advice for me? Did anyone else go through times where they sort of lost their way and found their way back? If so, I'd love to hear from you. You guys have always been so encouraging and so great. So I guess I could use a little encouragement right now to see if I can pull things back and turn it around. I am at 209. It was so, I mean, the very least, I want to get below 200 pounds to really make this journey complete for myself. I do not want to be in the 200s anymore. So I know I can do that. I know I can lose 9 more pounds, or, 10 or 15 to get below 200. I'm going to have to work hard. Losing weight has never been easy for me. Even with the surgery, I don't eat nearly as much, but, again, it's what I eat for me that makes me lose weight, not just how much. So Please reach out to me if you have any advice. I'd love to start doing keto. If any of you have a good keto program or a good keto book or any advice on keto, please reach out to me and let me know. And I just want to say thank you to everyone that's been with me on this journey. You guys are an amazing community, and this has been a wonderful journey, and I'm so glad it's